You know what I was shocked by? The fact I have never made a video about De'Aaron Fox on this channel, especially with how great he was last season. But obviously, that's changing today, because he's had an even better start to this season. Through the 6 games he's played so far, he's averaging 32.2 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game, on 50.7, 38, 75 splits, and a 61.42 shooting percentage. And what's been very noticeable is how valuable he's been to the Kings, because it's very clear they're a much better team when he plays versus when he doesn't. But quickly, before we go any further, if you're new and like basketball, I would really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the two best ways that can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Also, if you want to check out another video about the Kings, would recommend checking out Swift Hoop's video about them. Goes into detail about Fox, but also that team in general. So if you want a bigger picture of the Kings team, recommend checking that video out and checking out his channel. He makes great content. He's been on the rise recently. If you like my content, you're going to enjoy his. So I'll link his channel in the description below and pinned comment. Anyways, let's talk about De'Aaron Fox. Fox has arguably been the most valuable player in the NBA to start this season. In the 5 games he's missed, the Kings have a 2-3 record, average 102.6 points per game, and have a negative 6.8 point differential. In the 6 games he has played, the Kings have a record of 5-1, average 127 points per game, and have a plus 8.2 point differential. When Fox hasn't played, the Kings average the least amount of points per game in the NBA. When he does play, the Kings average the most points in the NBA. And it goes even further than that. When Fox is on the court, the Kings have a 122.3 offensive rating and a 59 effective field goal percentage. That offensive rating would rank second in the NBA. When Fox is off the court, the Kings have a 108.3 offensive rating and a 51.2 effective field goal percentage, and that offensive rating would rank 28th in the NBA. On top of this, in every game Fox has played to start this season, he has a positive box score plus minus, including the 8-point loss to the Warriors. It's very clear looking at the numbers that Fox is incredibly valuable to this Kings team. He's the difference between them being one of the best offenses in the NBA and one of the worst offenses in the NBA. And while the numbers are incredible, the tape is even more incredible. Obviously, what stands out the most on tape is the speed and quickness. He's the fastest player in the NBA with and without the basketball in his hands. He has incredible burst and acceleration, and the best first step in the entire NBA. You might as well forget about it if he gets that first step on you. It's that quick. And this allows Fox to be a really good rim pressure threat. He's in the 90th percentile in rim attempts and the 98th percentile in free throw attempts. This is the foundation for what makes Fox such a great player. It's the thing he has you just can't teach. It's valuable in both half-court and transition settings. And when you combine that with the other athletic intangibles, you get something truly special. He has great vertical explosiveness, he's flexible with great body control, and the control he has on his speed is just as special as the speed itself. He's elite in terms of deceleration and acceleration control. Being a great rim pressure threat is a big part of what makes Fox such a special talent, but it's not the only thing he's great at. He's an incredible mid-range shooter. According to Cleaning the Glass, he's in the 70th percentile on long mid-range jumper attempts and shoots 47% on those type of shots. He's great at stopping on a dime to lose a defender. He's great at creating off the dribble. He hits tough shots. The mid-range area is one that's not the most popular in the modern NBA. Layups at the rim are more efficient and get you the same amount of points. 3-point shots are more valuable because they get you more points. But I don't think the mid-range area is dead. I actually think it's very important. If you're a great mid-range shooter, you should utilize it, and Fox does that. You guys have heard me say in previous videos that the mid-range area is one that expands the rest of your offense because it's just another area that teams have to worry about, and that's clearly the case with Fox. In terms of his 3-point shooting, he's actually off to a really hot start, 38% on 8.3 attempts per game. Now, I don't know if he'll keep this up because he's never shot this well from 3 or taken that many attempts per game in any of his seasons prior to this, so there's really not something we can look at and say, okay, he's done this before, this is sustainable. But the floor with him as a 3-point shooter is one that's good enough based off his prior seasons. At the very least, he's someone who's capable as a 3-point shooter. Solid volume with decent to maybe below average efficiency. Someone that will take tough shots. You can't leave him open on an island even if you prefer him to shoot rather than drive. He can hurt you by going under the screen. It's not like he's somebody that's afraid to shoot. And if he keeps this up, it will expand his game even more, make him even more difficult to guard. But even if he regresses to the mean, he's an okay enough 3-point shooter given how elite he is as a mid-range shooter and rim pressure threat. As a playmaker, Fox is very good. He understands his scoring gravity. It opens up looks for other teammates, especially with how good of a scorer he is, which is why his scoring gravity is incredible. He has good vision. He's pretty creative, but I wouldn't necessarily put him in that top tier of playmaking guards in terms of pure passing playmaking. It's not like he's Luka, Garland, LaMelo, or Halliburton per se. I would describe Fox as more of a playmaker that's really good, but it's more of a complement to what he does as a scorer rather than the focal point of his offensive responsibility. And when you are playing with a guy like Domantas Sabonis, who's a great playmaker in his own right, it's not like Fox has to hold the responsibility of being the guy that leads the team in assist. I would still say Fox is a primary playmaker. I would still say he's the primary playmaker on that team because playmaking is about more than just passing. It's about making plays in general, as the name suggests. And given what Fox does as a scorer, how his scoring gravity creates advantages for those around him, his passing intangibles being really good even if it's not quite on that top 2 level, and the fact that he has the highest usage rate on the team by almost 10. When you look at those numbers, when you look at the tape, he's a primary playmaker, even if he's not leading the team in assists. De'Aaron Fox has established himself over the course of the last few seasons and the start of this season as one of the best players in the NBA. He's a great scorer and a good playmaker, creates well off the bounce, incredible rim pressure threat, a playmaker whose scoring gravity makes life easier for those around him even if he's averaging relatively normal numbers for a point guard instead of like the super high assist per game numbers we see from other great guards in the NBA. And he just has things you can't teach. His speed, you can't teach that. It's unmatched. And the other thing you can't teach that he has may sound cliche, but it's true. He has that it factor. He shows up in the big moments. He rises to the occasion. He can carry the offense when they need him the most. He's one of the most clutch players in the NBA, and he won the first ever Clutch Player of the Year award for a reason. And his value to the Kings is very clear. Both the numbers and the tape show a very clear fact. The Kings are one of the, if not the best offense in the NBA when he plays. And they are one of the worst offenses in the NBA when he doesn't play. He's clearly the best player on the Kings. He's an all-NBA type of player. And while it's a small sample size, obviously, we have a ton of season left to play, Fox is looking like somebody that's had an MVP level start to this season. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the two best ways can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help to improve the channel, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below about De'Aaron Fox. How good do you think he's been? How good do you think he makes the Kings? How good do you think the Kings will be now that he's back? Love to do all that in the comment section below. But with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.